What is up, guys? It is Mitchell or Deity, and today I am going over my 45-day progression. So we've been playing Raid for 45 days. I'm playing like 4 or 5 hours a day. I'm addicted to this game. If you look in Discord, I'm always on. But I'm going to go over, there's a new event going on. I'm going to go over my account. I'm going to talk about a couple of things that I found that I really like within the game. Try to basically convince you guys to play. This is a sponsored video from Plarium, and it's the last batch or last video for the batch of sponsors for this one, so I want to cover everything I possibly can. So let's get going. If you'd like to try the game, if I convince you over the next little bit to try it, there's a download link in the description, and there's going to be a QR code at the top of the screen. Now, going into the game, if you start right now, you're going to be getting a character called Lightsworn right away. He's a reviving character. He's going to be very good. If you start the game, the starter character lets you pick between 4. I highly suggest picking Kale. Kale is going to help you with Clan Boss, which I'll go over. And he has a poison ability and AoE cleaving style ability to farm fast. So those two combination are like the dream scenario for a new player. And then Lightsworn is going to be a reviving character. He has a revive on death buff he gives a character. And then he also just gives some survivability. So those are the two characters to focus. Focusing those two characters, all of your resources into them as a new player, allows you to beat campaign on easy difficulty, which gives you some void summons and a bunch of just overall progress clearing missions. That is your ultimate goal with Lightsworn. And then once you reach level 15, you're going to be getting a character called Juliana, another epic champion. They're both 4-star or epic champions. Juliana's really good for just boss killing. She'll help you a lot for getting through your initial things. And then I don't have her, so I did not use her. I did use Lightsworn a little bit though on a previous account, so I do know he can be good to keep your team alive. So that combination is good. Juliana, I think, will be good for getting your first awakening materials or ascension materials within the dungeon. So all these voids, and then maybe you can figure out which kind of boss she's going to be good against. So those are the 2 characters you get for free. Now we have an Asgard event going on. This is the main reason to download and try the game right now. We have a Loki chase tournament. So with the Asgard event, there are 4 new Asgard characters that are in the game. One of them you get for free, and that is Loki. Loki, I think, for new players is going to be amazing. If you put him as your lead in battle, he has an aura. So if you put him as your main character, you're going to be giving all your characters accuracy, which allows you to land your debuffs. That is huge. 60 accuracy is a ton. So I think for new players getting into the game, he's going to be your front lead for a lot of the early content. So your Kale can land as poisons and whatever other debuffers you can come up with that you maybe summon, or maybe you get a bunch of free 3-stars going through the game too. So Loki, real quick, he has an evasion passive, which keeps him alive. He has perfect veil, which keeps him alive. So he has a 15% chance to evade, and if this champion's HP is below 50, has a 100% chance to evade. If you evade, you take no damage, and I don't think abilities, you can't be debuffed. So I could be wrong on that, but I think he's very, very good for just staying alive. Next up, he gives your team attack buff, and he reduces turn meter of your opponent. Those 2 things are very good, and if he doesn't steal turn meter, he boosts your team turn meter instead. So you're getting extra turns and you're stealing your opponent's turns, and you're getting attack buff. Attack buff is very good. Next up, he's going to be giving block active buffs and block buffs, as well as more perfect veil and debuff spread. So overall, very good PvP character. Blocking active skill is amazing. Spreading the debuffs that you put on a character around to your other opponents, very, very good. And then this 30% chance of increasing duration of all enemy debuffs by 1 turn. That is where I think he'll be decent in PvE. So for a new player trying to use him in Clan Boss, make him your main character. Have Kale placing a bunch of poisons. Loki's sitting there extending the poisons, and that could be used for a lot of the early boss content. Poisons are very, very strong in this game. So Loki, great for new players, great for everyone. I think he's very, very cool. I'll be using him in PvP on my account for sure, and I may end up using him in some PvE if I can come up with some kind of very heavy debuff team. So whenever you start, you're also going to be getting these login bonuses. Login each day, you're going to be getting a 6-star piece of gear. This is amazing. So get this free 6-star gear perception set. It gives accuracy and speed. Accuracy, I just said, is important for landing your debuffs. So, and it gives 10% speed and it's a 2-piece set. So putting 2 pieces on, and you're going to be getting those bonuses. There are 6 or 9 pieces of gear you can put on each character. Just so you guys are aware, you can do a ton of different combinations. Next up, we have our phase 2 of the Loki event. We're going to be getting perfect souls. So perfect souls are a ton of extra stats for your characters, and unlocks a thing called blessings, which allow you to customize your character. They're like 30 blessings you can choose from. Each character, you can pick whichever one you want depending on your level of blessing. It gives you different levels of the blessings, or depending on your level of soul, it gives you different level of blessing. So it lets you customize your characters. A lot of people will have multiple of the same character, with different blessings on and different gear on for different scenarios. Also, one cool thing with raid is you could use 5 of the same character beating different stages. So if you have one character you really like, you could build 5 of them and just use that character only, which I think is so funny. I think this is the only game that I've ever played that you can do duplicates of certain characters. So these are all the extra other rewards. Once you get done with phase 1, logging in for 14 days, you'll start phase 2. You get flags for just doing basic content in the game, and you can unlock extra things. So you get the avatar for Loki, which is cool, but then you get these 3 pieces of gear, all 6 stars as well, and you have the souls, and you also get a primal shard. Tell you right now, if you get this primal shard and you summon a mythical hero in raid is characters are unbelievable. I'm praying I get one even just one day. Mythical characters are so strong, it's funny. So overall progression of the account, I'll just show my stuff real quick. We have our 6 stars. That's as far as I've gotten in terms of 6 stars. So 6-starring characters in raid, a lot of you guys are coming from Epic 7, right? So with Epic 7, the games are very similar. Raid has the old dog promotion system, so you have to level up a 2-star, promote it to 3-star, level up 3-star, promote it for 4-star. It is a grind. It is the old grind. One thing I would love to see with Raid is if they maybe implement a quality of life update similar to what E7 did. But the thing I do like about that grind is it feels nostalgic. Maybe that's a big part of why I really am enjoying Raid, is it's like the nostalgia of going through E7 again. But this game has more PvE content. So it doesn't feel like I'm just rushing into PvP. It feels like I'm just struggling, battling my way through all the different PvE and trying to come up with ways to beat it, because there is so much more PvE in Raid. It's unbelievable. So now next up, we have our clan. Guys, we have 4 spots in our clan. They're probably going to fill up, but if you want to get into Raid, you have the characters that you're going to start with. I'll go over those again toward the end of the video, I don't know how long this will be. I'm trying to cover a lot. But we have a couple extra slots. If you'd like to join the clan, search D7Y9, you can hop in. So we have, overall, we're pretty active. A couple people haven't logged in, but it's usually at night. We have like half our guilds on, which is getting really cool. But clans are super important. Clans, overall, you're going to be getting stamina from this every single week, so you have your clan gold that you'll be able to buy different things from. But another big thing is your clan quest. You pick different quests that you're going to do. This allows you to get some clan gold. The biggest thing with clans, though, is going to be clan boss. So if you're going to be playing the game, I don't know, most of you probably are going to be closer to the free-to-play side of things. That's just how gachas work. Free-to-plays, this is your way to get your summons. So if you see here, you can get ancient shards, and as you get stronger, you're going to be able to get sacred shards, and you can do these every day. So the way clan boss works is you get a key every 6 hours. When you hit a boss, depending on the amount of damage that you do, as you see here, over 1.15 million damage, this is going to be the chest that you get. If your clan defeats the boss, you get 2 chests instead. So you could use 4 different keys. As long as you do the damage thresholds, you can have the chances to get between 4 and 8 different summons. You have 4 to 8, depending on how much your clan's doing, chance to get summons. And this is a way to get void shards, a way to get a lot of your summons come from this. That's why this is one of the most important things to do as a free player, is get into a guild and make sure you do your clan boss every day. That's where your account's going to start stacking up on the different characters. So that is the main parts of this. There is the Loki event going on, the Asgard event, and with that, the Asgard event is going to be 4 new characters introduced to the game. Loki's the free one. There's going to be there might be a fusion for one of the characters. I'm not 100% sure on that. Fusions are a way that you can mix characters together to get a character. They're very, very grindy. I just did a fusion event, but there is a dungeon that's going on as well. If you're a new player, I'm not sure how much you'll be able to do of this dungeon. If you can get to stage 10 at least, that is the goal, I believe. Yeah, stage 10, you're going to be getting 4 to 5 stars, and that will help you a lot. So if you can get to stage 10, it's worth farming a little bit to try to get some pinpoint sets maybe. But don't focus on this too much, at least in your first week to 2 of playing on a new account. But the 4 champions are going to be Loki the Deceiver, Thor Feyhammer, Odin Fey Father, and Freya Fate Weaver. So those are the 4 Asgard super popular characters, just in Norse mythology super popular characters. So if you are interested in getting any of them, now's the time to start. They will be added to the game after, so don't worry about trying. This is your best chance to get them, but if you like those characters, there will be chances in the future you could just get them randomly. But the biggest thing is getting Loki for free. Well, let's go real quick. I'll show my other progress. So Kardrun, I finally did build him up. He's sick. I do need a new sword, or new gauntlet, and I need new chest because it's a 4-star chest. I'm losing a ton of stat on him, but I have him on relentless set, so this is my favorite character in the game right now. With relentless set, you have an 18% chance to take an extra turn at the start of every one of your turns. With Kardrun, you are going to be, I'm just going to show this character and that'll basically be it. With Kardrun, you are going to be starting the fight. If he has perfect veil, he has a passive that makes it where he takes 40% less damage, so he survives very, very well. And I pair him with Rector Draft, which also gets perfect veil, which also Loki, I believe, can give your team perfect veil, so probably utilize him as well. But if you're under that, you're going to be getting way less damage done to you. And it plays a perfect veil buff on this champion for 1 turn each time an enemy's turn meter is filled, which is very good. So if you have any kind of turn meter filling, he's always under perfect veil. Next up, and if you are trying to play PvP, if you do an attack that boosts your team, he can get put into perfect veil right away, which is really good. He'll always be in perfect veil. Next up, he has the skill 3, place a perfect veil, and a 50% attack increase, a 30% speed increase, and a 30% crit damage increase. Character is sick. He gives himself a billion buffs, and this is where it gets fun though. So if you use his skill 2, he attacks all enemies, grants an extra turn, and resets the cooldown of On the Hunt if this skill kills an enemy. So whenever I finally get his skills up, I'm able to... This is just one example of characters, guys, and a bunch of different characters have cool things you could do like this. But this is going to be, if I kill a character, I'm going to be resetting his skill 3 to where I can put all the buffs on again. But every time I kill or start a turn, I have a chance to get an extra turn. If I kill a character, I get an extra turn, which gives me an extra chance at an extra turn. So I can, the most I've gotten up to, I think, is 6 turns in a row with him. And if I can get his skill ups to where I get these things on cooldown, I think I could take like a billion turns with him. And I'm excited. So he seems pretty easy to skill up. He only needs a couple books because normally you have 3 skills you have to boost up with books. This is only 2. And another thing with him is if the enemy has any buffs, he'll hit twice on a skill 1. Overall, I just love every time. It's like exciting if he's going to get the extra turn or not, because he has a chance to just steamroll an entire team. And his damage is really good. Once I get these artifacts boosted, I think he'll be pretty solid. Another character that I want to show real quick is going to be this. He's my like main speed character I've been working on. I got this 24, 22 speeder, and I've just been trying to get speed gear for him. But what he does, this is an example for a super PvP character, is he attacks all enemies 50% chance of stun and places a 30% decrease speed debuff for 2 turns if the target is not under a stun debuff. But he also has his skill 3, attacks all enemies and decreases turn meter by 75%. So by building him fast, you can just take over the board and immediately lock down your opponent from taking the first and second turn, which is really, really good. I don't know how strong he actually is. He's just a character I've been trying, but those are some types of abilities, characters that I really like within the game. So real quick, again, if you guys start the game now through the link down in the description or in the QR code, you're going to be getting Lightsworn for free right away, and then you'll be getting Juliana once you reach level 15. Those 2 free epic champions on top of Loki will give you a big boost to start the game, as well as this gear set. I think if you start the game now, within a week to 2, as long as you put the time in, you're going to be very, very strong. So I did play Live Arena 2. It was very fun. Maybe I'll make a video over Live Arena because it is funny trying to play PvP. It's like the RTA of this game. Very funny. But that is Raid. Give it a try. This is the last batch. This might be the last sponsored or last Raid video for a little bit. I do want to make a guide for Raid, but this will probably be the last account update we have for maybe... I'll try to maybe make one after like 60 or 90 days. So it might be a while, but that is my experience playing Raid so far. I absolutely love it. Maybe in a few months I'll have more I could talk about. That I can't get too far right now because I'm locked behind stamina. That's been the hardest thing. But if you're going to try it, join the clan, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.